good, Holla Squad? We are the Lit Squad on the YouTube platform. Today we're back with another reaction. We got the creepiest kids movies with kids in quotations. Now, I don't know what that means. I done went back and watched some of these cartoons, even SpongeBob. They kids shows, but they low-key be throwing in a little adult comedy. A couple adult in your window.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
But Derek done dropped the creepiest kids movie, so we're gonna see what this is about. But before we do that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And
as a kid, my relationship with the horror movie genre was like my relationship with my father.
non-existent.
I'll leave it at that. The point is, if it had to do with horror, I was afraid of it. I hated it. I hated watching it. I wanted nothing to do with it. But there was one movie that was
Bro, I was
different.
addicted to horror.
One movie that I couldn't even finish because of how scared I used to get. But at the same time, I would always come back and watch. One movie that gave me that same creepy feeling that Coraline gave. And that movie was Monster House. When I tell y'all this movie used to have me sobbing, hiding, sobbing, I'm not lying.
Really?
So today, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be going over Monster House. And if Coraline's the scariest kids movie, this is the creepiest kids movie. So y'all know the drill. Grab your popcorn, get your stuffed animal, and try not to... I bet you thought I was gonna jump scare. The movie opens with an orange leaf floating after falling off a tree. So, you know what that means. Yeah, this movie's taking place in the spookiest season of all, the fall, which for the record is at least top 2 out of all 4 seasons, and it ain't 2, don't at me. We see this gap-toothed little girl.
Oh, spring better than fall though. In my opinion, it goes summer. Listen. It goes summer, spring, fall, winter for sure. Matter of fact, maybe he's right. Summer, fall, spring, winter, because spring got pollen and that joint be hitting me with the 1-2 combos. I don't be liking it, bro. I don't.
Riding her tricycle down the suburban neighborhood singing when she gets stuck on a patch of grass, which would normally be no big deal. But she ain't get stuck just on any patch of grass. She got stuck in front of this creepy, old, abandoned looking house. Type of house you see crackheads living out of. And what comes out that house may resemble a crackhead, but it's in fact worse. An angry old white man.
Oh,
this is Mr. Nevercracker,
sure.
a grouchy, creepy old man who owns the house. And he used to terrify me as a kid. I don't know if it was a teeth. I think it was a teeth. But the sight of this man was enough to make me start having those nightmares. He starts yelling at the little girl to get off my lawn! And he asks her if she wants to be eaten alive. Little girl says, nah, and runs away. As the old man is walking back inside, we see the POV of someone watching him through a telescope. And it's our main character, DJ, who's spying on the old man, and apparently has been for a while. You know, I get it, the video games weren't as cool back then, but... bro, just read a book or something. What are you doing? His parents were about to leave on a trip, call him downstairs, and he starts telling them how there's something strange happening with that house across the street, and that old man Nevercracker keeps stealing kids' tricycles. His mom pretty much tells him to go touch some grass and stop spying on old people. That's what I'm saying. And after his parents leave, we meet DJ's best friend, Chowder. He's named after food because he's fat, by the way. Standard practice. DJ and him start discussing Halloween and how DJ's too old for it now. Too old? Nick, I'm gonna be trick-or-treating at least until I get my pension. I don't know what DJ's talking about. And while trying to cheer up,
I learned about adult trick-or-treating about 3 years ago. Look, don't grow up. Keep with the Twix, the Reese's, and the Skittles, bruh.
DJ with his super tight handles. Hey, okay, let's chow James. Chowder accidentally shoots the basketball off his face into Nevercracker's lawn.
Oh, you're cooked.
Well, I guess he got a new ball. Let's go, Chowder. Chowder starts begging DJ to go get his ball back for him. And after some convincing, DJ decides to go. But as he's running to get the ball, old man Nevercracker comes out the shadows and spots him. Nevercracker starts attacking DJ. And in his panic, DJ accidentally messes up Nevercracker's lawn.
Oh, you're cooked. You're cooked.
Uh-oh. Nevercracker starts flipping out. He picks up DJ and just starts yelling,
"Wanna be a dead person? Why can't you just stay away from her?"
Nevercracker out of nowhere just collapses.
Heart attack.
He doesn't get up.
He's
They even called in an ambulance. DJ and Chowder were in shock. They actually just witnessed someone's HP go to 0 IRL. The house wasn't too happy about it either. DJ was going through it. He feels like it was his fault.
Bro,
he feels like he just murdered an old man. And Chowder, being the supportive friend that he is, tells DJ, hey, you're not a murderer. It's called manslaughter. Get it right. Chowder runs home, and at the same time, DJ's babysitter Elizabeth, aka Z, gets there. DJ tries to fill her in on what just happened, but she ignores him and tells him to go upstairs and starts playing some heavy effing rock, man. We see upstairs, DJ's officially retiring his old man spying gear since my boy just caught a body, and old man Nevercracker is no longer with us. At least, that's what it seemed like at first, because that very same night, DJ falls asleep randomly, and after having a nightmare of a huge chubby hand crushing him, he gets awoken by a phone call. He picks up the phone and hears nothing on the other side, so he hangs up. But the phone rings again, same person calling. He picks it up again and still no response from the other side. At this point, he knew someone had to be pranking him, so he calls the number back. And in one of the creepiest scenes I've ever seen, when DJ calls the number back, he hears ringing.
Yeah, you're cooked. You hang up the phone and end of the story. My story would have ended right there. Do you see the color of his skin? All right. We don't do no investigations. If you look like this, we don't do no investigations. Ain't no way.
Coming from the empty house across the street. Do you know how terrifying that is? The man you just hit with the Mr. Mosey treatment, his empty house is calling you. Like, who is out here giving out my number? This is why you should never, ever prank call anywhere except Chinese spots. That junk is hilarious. As DJ is realizing what's going on, out of the shadows come a pair of hands to just grab him. But it's just some guy in Chowder's mask. Oh my, put the mask back on, please. Ugh. This dude's name is Bones. He's Z's boyfriend. Come on, Z. Listen, I'm not one to judge off appearance, but some people, you just gotta judge them. To any of my female viewers, if you see a guy like this, just run. Run and don't look back. You don't know with someone like this. He could have a drug problem, be a vampire, or work at Spencer's. It's too much of a risk to take. Z tells DJ to not snitch or she'll snitch that he's up past his bedtime, but DJ tells Z he's only up because he's been receiving phone calls from Nevercracker's house, which may sound normal. On second thought, not really. Why would an old man be calling a 12-year-old at 11 p.m.? Until you take into account the fact that Nevercracker is dead. Z and Bones make it seem like they really believe him.
A phone call from beyond the grave.
But they really don't. Jeez, bro. And since no one's believing him about the phone calls, DJ calls up Chowder. He asks him if his parents are home. Chowder says no. His dad's at the pharmacy and his mom's at the movie theater with her personal trainer. What the? Movies with your personal trainer? She's cheating on him. They agreed to meet up at this place they call the Danger Zone.
Hold up.
With your no, his dad's at the pharmacy and his mom's at the movie theater with her personal trainer. What?
The mother is at the movie theater. Yo, she is getting turned every way but loose, okay? That boy got her in Pilates poses, all types of yoga stretches. Yo, the dad better watch out, man.
What the? Movies with your personal trainer? She's cheating on him. They agreed to meet up at this place they call the Danger Zone, and at the same time, we see downstairs after Bones tells Z a story about Nevercracker taking his kite when he was little and possibly eating his wife. Bones gets thrown out for trying to pull some weird stuff with Z. And after, instead of going home, he decides to taunt Mr. Nevercracker now that he's dead. Throwing bottles, stepping on his lawn, tearing up his lawn. He was finally getting back for his kite, but in a turn of events, when he looks up, he sees his kite, but for some reason, it's floating, it's glowing, and
come on,
I don't know if kites are supposed to do that. The dude pulls a classic horror movie trope of something super ominous and creepy. I better go investigate.
Listen, I told you, you look like this, you don't investigate. No investigate, investigate. No investigate, investigate. That's how I go, bruh. Every time.
And this was the worst mistake he could have made. When he approaches the house to get his kite back, the house eats him. Like ate him. He's gone. And that means DJ's suspicions were right, which makes things even scarier because after meeting up at the Danger Zone, which is just a construction site, DJ brings Chowder back to that very same house to prove to him that it's haunted. Chowder doesn't believe him at all because the house is not moving, and he's like,
this is why nobody will sit next to us at lunch.
Nah, these dudes are really the Greg and Rowley before Greg and Rowley. And in the worst decision ever, Chowder decides to prove the house is not haunted by going to ding-dong ditches. DJ tries to stop him, but it was too late. Chowder was already going prone. And he was so confident the house wasn't haunted that when he gets to the door, he starts taunting Nevercracker's death. Damn, Chowder, you cold. But the second he rings that doorbell and hears that Stranger Things Season 4 sound effect, he knew This house wasn't regular. Chowder starts to run as the house's rug tongue tries to grab him. What the? It fails to do so and it lets out a huge screech. I'm sorry, you're telling me not a single neighbor heard the 3-bed, 2-bathroom house scream in the middle of the night in a suburban neighborhood? Cap! This is more than likely a white neighborhood, so the cops would have been called immediately.
Bro,
Hey,
ring
hi.
doorbells and everything.
Yeah,
They would have been caught.
they're playing their hip hop again.
They run inside and stay there until the sun comes up the next day, which is probably the best thing they could have done. And that's where we meet the biggest paper chaser, cheese getter, guala maker, Jenny, who's trying to sell candy to houses so they won't get TP'd on Halloween. I respect the hustle. The boys meet her after watching her through a telescope.
That is a fire hustle. Bro, Halloween coming up and people ain't bought their candy and kids in the neighborhood TP, so you go sell them candy like, look, I got this fun pack. You know what I'm saying? 6 different candies. Usually this retails for $24.99, but since I brought it to your front door, just throw me a cool 40. I got you. You don't have to clean no tissue up off your front lawn after Halloween. Yo, that's I'm gonna have to do that.
Oh, alright, come on, y'all. And they see her approaching the same house that just tried to attack them last night. So they rush outside and tell her to not get any closer to that house. She doesn't know what the frick they're talking about, so she asks if they're mentally challenged. Damn, Jenny, you cold. And since she was distracted, the house took its opportunity and attacks her, lifting her in the air in broad daylight, by the way. Still not a single person seeing this. No one walking their dog, going on an afternoon run, nothing. The boys save her from getting eaten, and thankfully Z comes out at the perfect time and the house stops attacking. Z goes home, so zero chance of getting help from her, and the boys and Jenny regroup upstairs. But before they could come up with a plan to stop the house, DJ and Chowder, especially Chowder, were trying to put the moves on Jenny. Ugh, did you even brush your teeth? Back up, Pepe Le Pew.
Whispering all
Jenny,
in her
obviously
ear.
uncomfortable, leaves the room real quick, and the boys start fighting after Jenny finds a 2-liter full of piss on their desk. Come on, y'all. Jenny comes back and tells the boys, although they're clearly mentally challenged, she's willing to stay and help them figure out what's going
2
on.
liters.
For real, stop this house, bro, please. It just ate the dog, bro, the dog. So they do the first thing one would think to do. They burn the house down. Nah, just kidding. They call the cops. The cops show up and it goes as great as you think it would go. They don't believe them. DJ even tries to show them how dangerous it is by getting on the lawn. But this house is a smart one. It doesn't even move a current. It was locked in. The cops still don't believe them, of course. And they tell them if they see them get near Old Man Nevercracker's house again, they're getting put in the slammer. Their first option was now out the window. But luckily they had a backup plan. An expert, a professional who could really help them out. They meet up with this guy named Skull, who's really just a 30-year-old who plays video games all day. I'm sorry, I hyped it up, but he really does help them. He tells them that from what he's understood from years of playing video games is that this house is most likely possessed by Nevercracker, and the only way to defeat it is to destroy its heart. I mean, that's easy. Just tell the house they're a 5'5" curly-headed Latina. After finding out the house's heart is actually its furnace, Jenny and the boys come up with a plan to defeat it. Using drugs from Chowder's dad's pharmacy and putting them in a dummy they made out of a vacuum, they plan on using it as a sort of Trojan horse, letting the house believe it's a kid, causing it to eat it, and once it does, the drugs will make the house go to sleep, allowing them to go in and take out the furnace. Great plan, it ought to work. I thought that too, but once their plan was in motion and the dummy was getting closer and closer to the house, they were interrupted by no other than the dang cops. They find the kids once again near the house after they told them to stay the heck away earlier, and not only that, but they also found them in possession of stolen drugs. White, black, or purple, this is not a good look. They told them enough is enough and put them in the back of the cop car. And the kids were still trying to convince the cops that the house is a monster. Please, please believe us. And they still didn't believe them until they hear something coming from the house.
Oh, yeah,
you know, they assume it's a raccoon or something, and they do what cops do and go investigate. And the kids already knew what was about to happen. The house starts attacking the cops, grabbing the rookie with his trees and the other with his rug tongue.
See, oh God, I'm gonna be laughing in the window like I told you, bro. I told you about the house. You ain't wanna believe me.
And it eats them. This scene scared me even more than the one of the house eating bones, because if it could eat 2 sticked up cops, what was I gonna do? The house then goes full monster mode and starts trying to eat the cop car the kids are inside of. Not a neighbor, no one coming home from work, no one gonna see this. Luckily, the kids hop out the car last second before it gets freaking devoured, but unluckily, they get trapped inside the house. And this monster house is even scarier on the inside. Damn, Nevercracker didn't even try dusting or changing some of the wallpapers, jeez. The gang decides since they're inside, they might as well look for the heart like they planned. The only thing is the house house is not asleep like they planned. They quietly sneak around the house and find out a few things. Firstly, they find out Nevercracker used to serve in the military. Kinda makes sense. Appreciate your service, my boy. We also find out Nevercracker did in fact have a wife.
Hold on, what's that?
Appreciate your service, my boy.
Dang, the dude who's supposed to be like Mike Tyson from Baki, that date the big. Oh, what is her name? It's a big back name too. I can't even think about it.
Also find out Nevercracker did in fact have a wife. What happened to her, we don't know yet. And after some more snooping around and almost getting caught because Chowder mistaked the uvula for the heart, come on Chowder, they eventually find themselves in the dark and creepy basement of the house, where instead of finding the furnace, they find themselves surrounded by hundreds if not thousands of toys Nevercracker has stolen throughout the years.
Oh, no, that's crazy.
I don't sit right with me. But the creepiest thing they find down there is a cage. And not a dog cage, a human-sized
wife cage.
The kids are obviously super hesitant to approach it. I mean, it's a human-sized cage in the creepy man's basement. You don't want to open that. But eventually they do unlock it. And what they find traumatized me, and I assume everybody else who watched this movie when they were little. They find the body of Nevercracker's wife covered in cement. Constance. Yeah.
Is that cement?
The kids are obviously shocked to see the body down.
Is that cement or is that a different type of thick load?
Because not only is it traumatizing, but it also proves Nevercracker didn't actually eat his wife. Something else happened to her. And while trying to piece together what could have happened, DJ trips, shattering the cement shell around Constance and revealing her skeleton underneath. How did they greenlight this for a kids movie? Messing with the body leads the house to realize the kids are still in there, so it starts looking for them. And after some hiding and almost being eaten because of Chowder, again Chowder, come on. The kids get vomited out the house thanks to Jenny pulling on the uvula. Phew, they somehow made it out.
The house got
Things
gag
were
reflexes.
not good. Chowder and DJ start arguing and Chowder says he's done trying to take down this house. Jenny interrupts and tells them they're both acting like babies, and DJ says, we are babies. And then he starts to leave. All right, y'all, there's a killer house on the loose. This is not the time to be doing this, not the time. But before DJ could cross the street to get back to his house, he nearly gets hit by a car. And not just any car, but an ambulance. And the person that comes out that ambulance is someone no one expected. Old man Nevercracker back from the dead. The kids were so shocked to see him, they thought they were seeing a ghost. But no, Nevercracker is actually back. And that's when we figure it out. Nevercracker wasn't the one possessing the house. His deceased wife Constance was. He never killed her. He loved her. We learned they met back in the day when Nevercracker was still in the military. He met her at a circus freak show and she wasn't in the crowd. She was actually the freak being made fun of because she was fat. Okay, I get the fact that she was putting up TLC numbers, but come on, bro. That's messed up. But it didn't matter because Nevercracker was in love. So in love that he eventually helped her escape the freak show and bought some land so they could build a house together. It was sweet. So sweet. But sadly, they did not get a happy ending. On one fateful Halloween afternoon, while they were building the house, some kids came by and started egging the place. I'm talking about yolk everywhere. It was terrible. And Constance, after all those years of being made fun of and getting tomatoes thrown at her, she was not about to let this stuff continue, especially not at her house. So she starts raging out. And before things could get any worse, Nevercracker steps in and tells her to calm down. They're just kids. And as long as he's in her life, she'll never get hurt. But the kids persisted and Constance did too. In her rage, she accidentally stumbles and falls into the foundation of the house, pulling the cement pourer on the way down. Effectively.
Bro, I remembered it. I watched this movie, like this was like one of the last movies I think I ever rented from like a rental store, bro. I gotta go back and watch this. This is low-key lit.
Trapping herself. So Nevercracker finished the house. And ever since then, Constance attacks people who come near the house, especially kids. DJ realized that Nevercracker yelling, "Get off my lawn!" all those years was in an effort to protect them. And so he offers to help him let her go. Constance did not rock with this at all. She goes monster mode and she starts chasing Nevercracker and the kids throughout the neighborhood. So trying to be discreet is out the window now, huh? They run blocks all the way back to the danger zone. And that's where Nevercracker stops running and tries to convince Constance to let him make things right. Let him blow her up. But of course, she's not rocking with this. And this almost leads to Nevercracker getting eaten by his wife. But Chowder comes in with the excavator and holds her off. Nevercracker passes off the stick of dynamite to DJ since he's out of commission. And DJ tells Chowder to lead the house under the huge crane. Chowder starts dragging the house down a huge ditch on the way to the crane. And it causes the entire house to break apart. Yes, they did it. They did it.
Nope.
Or so they thought. The house comes back as this huge wood monster. pause, and Chowder is unable to hold her off any longer, so he just starts running. At the same time, DJ just climbed the crane, and after a motivational peck on the lips from Jenny, my bad DJ mentally challenged Rizzler. He musters up the courage to crawl on the crane, and with an assist from Jenny, he swings down and drops the dynamite in the chimney of the house, effectively saving Chowder and stopping the house. Yes, they did it. They did it. But while the smoke is clearing, they hear something. They look over and see Mr. Nevercracker and the ghost of Constance dancing together before she fades away. A truly sad moment, very sad. So does she go to heaven? Or Nevercracker gives the kids a big thank you for freeing him and his wife. And the movie ends with the kids and Nevercracker giving some of the toys back, the boy saying bye to Jenny, and DJ realizes he's not too old for Halloween. That's what I'm saying. But hold up. Some of y'all may be wondering, what happened to everyone that got eaten? Well, I didn't notice until recently, which is probably why I thought this movie was even scarier, but they all made it out. The dog, the cops, and even Bones. Yeah, as you guys can see though, this movie was traumatizing, and it's the reason I'm scared of the suburbs to this day. Comment down below any more movies you want me to go over, or you could even DM me some on Instagram. Yep, I made an Instagram, go follow that. And moral of the story.
What the? Where am I?
Hey, listen. I be appreciating these channels because I be finding stuff to watch. I watch Blink Boy, freaking what I was about to say, freaking Curious George, King of the Apes. Jesus Christ, that's the wrong name. Planet of the Apes. All right, so I watched his Planet of the Apes thing about Koba, and then I chained my girlfriend to the couch and I made her watch all of the Planet of the Apes. Now on July 9th, the new one comes out on streaming, so we're not even going to the movies. We're just gonna wait for that to hit the net, you know what I'm saying? And then I'll catch up. Now this show, Monster House, I forgot how, I only watched this movie one time, I will admit. Or did I watch this, like, was this on Netflix? I can't remember, but I know I wanted to watch it when I used to see the commercials, but then, you know what I'm saying, life. And then I think I either rented the movie, got it out of Redbox, or like watched it on Netflix. I don't even remember, but I forgot how this got to go in the greatest of all time kids movies. It got to. Got to give it some respect. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about this down below. Stay away from them old people in your neighborhood, all right? It's not funny. You don't know what they got going on over there, what type of PTSD they got. They will come and get you, all right? But y'all like, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. And until next time, I see y'all. Peace.
So when the metal hit his mug, he just sunk in place. 100K Holla, chillin' Bahamas. Come home to your crib and throw in your mama.